live.
It's Tuesday.
Let's see if he's in here yet. Nope.
Hey, Mo.
Yo,
You should be jealous. I got a taco.
I had tacos, I want to say like a day or two ago. So I'm not jealous.
Mmm.
You're enjoying the hell out of that taco. It is Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday, brother.
I forgot. It is Taco Tuesday. Yesterday was what? Memorial Day.
Big Memorial Day.
Today is Taco Tuesday, Taylor Tuesday. Any Tuesday that you can think of is the Berg Boys Tuesday, the Tuesday night chill spot.
Fact.
Welcome. It's your man DJ Motormane. I got my man DJ Spillz.
Cheers.
Eating tacos.
Tacos, noodles,
rice?
corn.
You got the corn?
No. Corn, noodles, taco. Mrs. Spillz did it right tonight, man. She did it proper. It's a beautiful day, though, man. You have a nice day today? It was pretty.
Yeah,
pretty out.
Yeah, I stayed out of the heat for a little bit to try to keep it from being so hot, because it was like 90 degrees outside today. But took my kids outside.
Oh yeah, dude, it was.
At them.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw little one was in the. He's in that little play thing like it was a pool.
Yeah. He decided to get wet. So we just waiting.
What you do for Memorial Day?
Spent the Memorial Day with the fam. Went down.
Good.
And
me too.
Seen some family in town and ate some food, man. I had some hot dogs, some burgers. Had me a little drink yesterday. It was cool. It was real chill. Family day.
Good, man. That's awesome. Yeah, facts. That's what I did. I actually went golfing, and then I hung out with the family.
Did you hit any birdies, any hole-in-ones?
Yeah. I actually had I had 2 birdies yesterday. One was a chip in. I was off the green by like 30 feet. I just chipped it up and it literally went right in the fucking hole. I was like, holy shit. And then the other one, I just had a birdie putt. I hit my drive and I put it on. It was a par 4. Now I made my putt, made it in 3.
Nice.
You ever golf, Mo?
No, I'm trash. I tried the best I could do at putt. But I'm gonna have to get out there on the green one day and get my skills right. I'll probably look like Charles Barkley out there.
Ooh, shit! Did you watch that by chance? Did you see Tom Brady? He chipped it in from like 50 yards away. Like true athlete.
Yeah,
true
I got
athlete,
to watch
man.
a little
Definitely
bit of it. I got
true athlete.
A little bit. Like they got experience out there on the green, so I can't be mad at how skilled they look out there, because I know I wouldn't look like that at all.
But they've been playing for years, bro.
We're still waiting on our brother Sir Flackwood to pop in here, but we can go ahead and get started because we got time constraints with us starting at 7. We always like to start at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Be right on time for the people. So right shout out to anybody that's
for the people
that's viewing. And if you are tuned in live, please pass on the link for everybody that doesn't know what it is. It's youtube.com, the Berg Boys Show. Berg Boys Show. That's our page that you can click on to view our interview. And we have the
Make
good
sure
brother
you subscribe,
Sledgren.
please. Yes,
Yes, please go
Sledgro in the
subscribe.
building.
What's good? What's good?
We got
man, I like. Is
Simeon
that
J viewing. Shout out to Simeon
that's a nice look.
J.
You see that McQueen? I like that McQueen. Ooh, shit. You got the drip.
Dipped and dripped in some McQueen fit today. So how are you, my brother?
Just chilling, man. Just chilling. Enjoying the weather finally broke. Quarantine, I guess.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of people that forgot that we are still quarantined, and there's been clubs opening back up, pools opening back up. People are gathering in an abundance, man. But you know, we gotta still stay safe and make sure we washing our hands and all of that good stuff.
Sure.
How's quarantine life been for you?
Man, I don't think
norm.
Really, bro. It's like, I know it's crazy for everybody, but I'm like, I might be able to speak on how quarantine was for me, like months down the line, because it's not over. Like, this shit's crazy. One day you think, next day, whatever. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a different time. Like, especially for today. Today's probably the hottest it's been since we've been on quarantine. And you go outside and you see people are confused because you see people that don't wear masks, and then you see people that have their masks on. So it's like, should I be wearing a mask? Should I not be wearing a mask? Don't walk too close to me.
I swear, dude. Everyone's like, it's like everyone's just doing what they want. It's like a personal thing, you know. I don't know. And we got kids, man. So like, as me, I'm like, y'all can do all that, but if I'm going anywhere, I'm gonna take precautions. That's all I can say. Like, I got kids to come home to.
Kids, and I'm still around my elderly, so you know I gotta make sure like I ain't bringing nothing back to them.
Yeah, you gotta hold the OGs down. You gotta keep the kids safe everywhere.
Right. Yep. So before we have Flack. He said he's on his way in. It's like driving to the studio for him. But I wanted to jump right in. I want to talk about the consoles and stuff that you use as a producer, and then we'll kind of get into the history of how you started, because it's out there for people to research, but obviously it's great to get it from the source. So you use FL Studio mostly to like create.
That's definitely the first program. Like, I would say I felt like I mastered, or I knew how to use it just fluently. Like, I dibbled and dabbled in different DAWs, but FL Studio is like the first one. Like, I feel like I'm part of that digital wave that, you know what I'm saying, first start using that and making that popular. You can use FL Studio.
Now FL Studio has came a long way, and I remember just from I can't even remember what year exactly, but I remember like FL Studio was real easy to understand because you can just you know, set the sounds where you want it to go within, you know, the beats beat table. So when did you start getting into like using other modules like the Roland SP404
or see, I actually
or even the SP1200?
Well, see, I got to go back like a little bit before FL. Like, I didn't have too much experience on DAWs and like Cool Acid Pros and different things, Cubases. I started with not FL Studio, with Music Generator, and that was on the PlayStation
MTV,
1.
the MTV Music Generator.
Yeah, and they had a sequencer, and that was like my first time just getting a chance to be able to see the music I was creating. I was younger, I was around hardware, but I didn't know how to create because it was just creating it right on that hardware and out of that hardware.
on the hardware.
So now,
Yeah.
when I found about FL Studio, like not taking anything away from Music Generator because it was a video game. Like they had a lot of video game sounds, whatever. But I still got a good sound from it. When I got to FL Studio, that's when I really felt like I was making music. Like I was around the time I first started working with Wiz, and like we weren't just making like see, I don't want to put a name on the music or call it anything, but we weren't just making like beginners music. Like the shit was deep, shit had soul, shit had feeling to it. Right. I'm like, damn. As soon as I switched dolls or got a new doll I was comfortable with, shit started turning up. Like
that's insane.
So now, did you start using the SP1200 and then move to the SP404?
404. I've actually just been using those for the last 2 years. Like I've heard about them before. I always wanted to, but I was like intimidated by it because I didn't think I would be able to make the crossover based on me not knowing hardware. But using FL Studio and getting into GarageBand and getting to these things, it made hardware a lot easier to me. Like some of these dolls are real confusing to the say a person who's not into music, and after you learn the doll, you know these crazy digital waves and tricks. When you go to hardware, to me, it's not that hard. It's just like it's right there. There's tricks, but there's not too much else to it. It's right in front of your face.
Yeah.
And like
that makes sense. That makes complete sense. Yeah. So that and that's Fruity Loops, right? FL Studios, isn't that what it was? Like,
yeah. No, it's still Fruity Loops. That's just everybody had their nicknames for it. Like, or sometimes people go by the versions they use, maybe FL20, FL, whatever. I think it stopped being named or called Fruity Loops like maybe around FL10, 11, and now it's like FL20, whatever they want to call it, but it's still Fruity Loops. It's all the same.
No, yeah, that makes sense, dude. I've actually dabbled in Fruity Loops. Have you ever done anything with Logic, like Logic Pro and all that shit?
Well, I use
you like
Logic.
it?
I use GarageBand to me and Logic they go hand in hand, but you know. I've used Logic. I've used Ableton. I made projects and placements on them both.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's actually dope. That you use it. Hi, Flackwood. Connecting. Hi, homie.
My guy, Flack.
You got to connect to the guys. There you go.
The guys.
So we was talking about some
you sound like T-Pain.
We were talking about
it's LSBO. It's the Booth Mobile again. Cardo told him.
I'm in a remote location, man. I'm in a remote location, so internet is used at your own risk right about now. So I want to talk about the new one, the new hardware, the SP2400. And just to give a little background on the SP1200, so the SP1200 is actually what a lot of like some of the first beat makers, producers used to sample. Some of the famous producers like Large Professor, Large Pro, Jay Dilla, Pete Rock, Manny Fresh. Some of those guys, just to name a few, are the ones. And for itself, use SP1200. The SP2400 I read about is actually supposed to be like the reboot of the SP1200, and it recently just went into production. Have you gotten a chance to actually like use it at all yet?
No, I'm actually in a beta testing. I did purchase it or pre-order it, but I guess these are still the beta modules. These aren't the ones that will be in stores. But I want to use these ones. I want to be like, I feel like if I was able to use a SP1200 like I'm using FL Studio, like I'll have a great sound advantage, you know?
Absolutely.
I get it. I think next month, but I've been using the SP1200, or it's like an app. I own the SP1200. They don't make them anymore, and they're like $7,000 right now. But
Yeah,
damn, those are ancient.
yeah, they're true. That's vintage hip hop right there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I've just been trying to
7,000.
Oh, for SB 1200, yeah, or 6500.
I ain't never gonna be a producer. There go my dreams.
That's what the Wu-Tang show. That's what the RZA said before he tried to steal it out the store.
Yeah, he did. And they caught him. He was like, "Man,
Wouldn't have been no Wu-Tang.
Put that back."
He tried to run out the door with it. That sounds like some shit I had to do.
That man tried to.
His brother wouldn't put him on and grab it for him, so he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna take this joint and run." Man.
Take it.
He seen what it was like to be able to use it, and when he was like, "Man, this will cut my production time down by like a lot," because
hey, Sledgren,
I was memory banks in that sampler.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since you've been using the beta version of the new series, has it do you like it? Like, are you looking forward to actually getting the new one?
I've been studying the beta. I've been using there's an app. It's not the same thing, but it's just to give you the workflow, the understanding of it. But there's
yeah.
If I can share my screen? Oh.
I don't know if you can. You might be able to. Oh, okay.
Look at SB1200 app.
That's dope.
This thing, right?
Wow.
But it teaches you just how to use SB1200, which led me into research to find out that there was a S2400 being built, and it has the same tech that the 1200 had, with all like 4 computers, 4 of the new DAWs, they have Thunderbolt ports and USB, USB ports that these things didn't have. Like you had to like have a floppy disk just to get sounds and samples off of there.
Yeah, see, that's actually really cool, because those are the type of machines I've even seen like true like hip hop heads, like they'll bring that instead of a DJ and just go boom and just like literally.
A lot of people do this sets off SB4. I wish I had some down here, but they're all at home right now because I just been at home just moving type shit. But I'm about to.
No, that's awesome.
Steal my own S2400, but I'm gonna steal it with my bread. Turn up.
Now, I want to go back a little bit. A lot of people in recent interviews would be able to find out that Change Up was the first record that you and Wiz like officially made. Can you recall a beat of yours that you didn't think he would rap over and it actually became something?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's your ass.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like my beats was so weak and all over the place at the beginning that once they start becoming like okay and like respectable, that he was willing to rap over pretty much everything. But nothing really shocked me. Not really shocked me. It was just kind of like a game of pickup. You and your homie on the court, and y'all play y'all first game. You know what I'm saying? First couple games of whatever doubles, and he shoots threes right with you. He hit. You know what I'm saying? He know the whatever. Yeah. It wasn't like, damn, why I ain't thinking he gonna pick that one. That one was trash or no. It was just like, yeah, I knew that nigga picked that one. Like, and he turned up on it. Like, you feel me? That's how I honestly felt. Like, it wasn't too much trial and error. Like,
that's crazy.
I think that's like what made me wait to even like work with Cuz and give Cuz production and shit, because I wasn't where he was at. Like, it took me time, and when I got there, like, he just more or less reassured me that the shit was, you know what I'm saying, to keep sending shit, like, keep making shit.
Yeah. Now you went from working with Wiz to working on your own and then building your sound and working with others. Can you talk a little bit about the process you had with the transition from just being maybe a sound for Wiz Khalifa to having a sound for any artist that you work with?
Now, yeah.
Right.
See, before, like, I had, like, I just think, I know for a fact I got an ear for music, however cocky and see that come up, but whatever. I know I had an ear for it, like, when I was making it then, and, like, the beats came out cool, like, I wasn't able to, like, not saying I can play the piano all crazy, I just wasn't able to, like, compose a beat from, like, start to finish. I was able to sample and maybe add a little bit of this, I sampled the first 5 years of my career. Like, it wasn't too many original compositions. Not saying everything was sampled, but I sampled like heavily. And like now, like I'm able to compose my own samples, my own loops, my own whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts. You can make your own drum kits now, bro. Like that shit's insane.
I didn't know anything about sound design, and being 10 years in the game, at least with sound design on top of production, has helped. Like I go through all my old production. I always study that to know what I was listening for. Try to keep just keep the same ear type shit. Like but always like, learn. Always going into the future. That's how I going into the future and the past. Like I'll experiment and I'll go like look at old hardware that no one's using. Like, I'm looking at the SP404s, SP 555s, SP30, like, and just looking at the like, what did we listen to in the 90s? What did we listen to in the 80s? Why did our parents like this? Why did our big brothers look like this? Trying to combine and make something nostalgic, something new, but all those core feelings, And that's really on. Like when I make anything, like whether it's hood shit, whether it's pop, whether it's whatever, I just want to do it my way. Like,
it's actually funny you say that because like even the when you type your name in on Google, it comes up. It says like genre dance electronica. Like I don't know if you've even seen that or not, but like it's one of those things. Like you have your own sound.
I had that in my bio for a time. That like I don't have no genre. Like I don't want to be labeled as something. Like I don't only want to slang one product either. I don't want to just be known for one and look like that. Like y'all know my sound, y'all know my OG sound, but I just don't want people to always expect what I'm doing. Like I want to get people off guard.
Do you think that
what were you gonna say, Flack?
Huh? Oh no, go ahead.
He on a Jamaican man stuff. He out here with his shirt off.
Bro, he just get off the car. Hey.
It's hot
He
as
out here with his shirt off. He like shit. He on his belly. But do you feel like since they've been able to artists and producers have been able to do you think that's killed the sample game at all, or how do you feel, sampling records nowadays?
I lost you at a point.
I was saying, do you think what impact do you think artists being able to sue for samples has played in producers being able to sample records now?
Yeah, that's a good question, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much of a gray area because, like, I don't know. I mean, like, hip hop and music is built off samples. Some samples are just have to be sampled, bro. Some shit better.
Yep.
Some shit is gonna shock you when you find out that they're not gonna clear it either. But I'm not gonna do it at all. I still sample. I try. Sometimes I don't try to sample the obvious. And I try to like make it mine. I mean, and there's some samples you just gotta like damn near verbatim take the sample and make it update, but still keep it what it is because people want to hear it like that. Our parents, so many people love hearing certain songs sampled nowadays, but kept in like the original, maybe over some modern drum.
You're right. That's so true. It's a very, very valid point. I know DJing, like even DJing, like if you mix, like I do a couple mixes, like at certain weddings and shit. Like it's like you mix an old Jackson 5 song with a Bruno Mars song, and like you're making everyone happy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yep.
You be sampling movies? You ever sample a movie or like a video game or something?
Well,
Yeah,
like,
but I kept like my whole career, like I sampled video games, and I always wanted to do that. Like before, I would, you know what I'm saying? Like I was working with Wiz, and then when I start catching like songs with Wiz that people was, you know what I'm saying, rocking with that with video game samples, I'm like, yo, this is like I wanted this since a kid, bro. Like let's get it. Like so, I'm going in deep, going into, you know what I'm saying, the rare games, whatnot. But yeah, I sample video games for sure. I sample movies. I might sample some movie scores and reverse them.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say that was gonna be my next question. Did you ever want to compose for some movies, or you just wanted to do stay in the rap and the music?
No, of course. Of course. Yeah, I've had certain things in movies. I haven't got the chance to compose because a lot of those guys, their budgets are so crazy, and the movie expectations are so crazy that they have or they want to call in the biggest composer who's coming in with the team and just to, you know what I'm saying, just to secure everything. But I do want to get into that. I don't have my own orchestra yet, but I do want to get into something like that.
Yeah.
Now
I definitely think
you. Oh no, my bad. I was gonna say you can attribute you've attributed video gaming to like your build up. How has video like playing video games, being able to make beats off of a video game, and now how has that like really helped you with production?
Oh man, it's just so hard to explain because I play like fighting games on a pro level, and it's so calculated, it's so mathematical. I mean, it's fun too, and like music is the same. Like sometimes you gotta have fun with it, and sometimes you gotta get extra technical with it. Like, but it just like I don't know if you guys know about. We talked about this before. I mean, off record, but it's like fighting games and frame data and just math and stuff like that goes hand in hand like with production. Like I know a lot of producers who play fighting games and they're just like, yo, like I'm so addicted. Like I'll sit here and play and make beats the whole time. Like I'm making a beat and you know what I'm saying, I'm playing the game on practice mode or something. Like I'm playing online and whatnot. But it's definitely had an impact because I started playing at a pro level because I started making music at a pro level or however, you know what I'm saying, I want to call it. And I started learning who the best were. I only wanted to play with them. I didn't want to play with whoever I didn't think were the best. And that's kind of how I started looking at music. But it's definitely helped me, man. Like it's definitely helped me a lot. You know, like that's all I do, like every day. If I'm not doing something outside of my family, I'm making beats and I'm playing video games.
I mean, I know I've told so many people, like, you know, they always ask me, like, oh, you get to see when you go do Bird Boys at the studio. I'm like, Sledgren's there every goddamn day, all the time. If he's not with the family, he's down there, he's working, trying to find a way to make it work.
I live in the studio, bro.
That's great.
I've been living in the studio since 2005 or not 2010, 2009 when y'all just start hearing about it. Like I've been in the studio since 2005, 2004.
Oh, that's crazy,
Now,
man. It's great to see.
You have a lot of records that you produce with Wiz, with artists on Taylor Gang, Bernard, JR, Donato, Chevy Woods, obviously, who is from your neighborhood as well. But can you speak on has it bothered you at all that like you don't have that one diamond record or whatever, or has like, you know, your body of work been satisfying for you?
More or less like I more or less want a diamond sound, bro. some people might have diamond records, whatever. I think we do have diamond records, but
You do.
I just want the diamond sound, bro. I swear, I just want my shit to be so consistent that people look back and have to study because they know that I really put that effort into it. They know I put that consistency into it. Like, I don't try to drop no weak beats, just for the people shit. Like, I drop everything for me because I know my sound. I know what people respect from me or what they want from me. But it's always gonna be me at the end of the day. It's just my sound. Like,
Now back in what was, I think it was 2011, when Taylor Alderdice had dropped. That was released on Dat Piff, and I think maybe one other site. I think the link went straight to Dat Piff. But do you remember when it was dropped that the servers was basically blasted out?
no, that's what happened on all our projects. With all our projects, like when it used to have to like depend on those streaming sites servers, it crashed every time. Like every time we would break the internet and the site wouldn't work, it would be offline for hours. And like, yo, we prepared for this. We upped our servers, and we crashed them boys every time. I don't think you can do that. No. Like, but we.
I don't even. I honestly, I haven't seen it since like when you guys were doing that, because it was literally one of those things where you would drop.
Isn't that possible?
You would drop, and people would want to listen to it so bad that no one could even listen to it because it wasn't even like the site's just not there. We can't. It's not working.
On all the sites, every file sharing site, we would have 10 links ready when we first dropped the project, and the fucking 10 links, all of them would crash. Every time, even the private links, like the private links that we had would crash.
How does that feel to be able to say that now, though? Because, like you said, I don't think it can happen anymore.
I haven't even had that conversation in a long time, but I don't think that can even happen anymore. And we definitely did it multiple times. I remember we were shooting a source cover in this little house in LA, and we dropped Taylor Alderdice, and we like in the middle of the photo shoot, camera people all around us, like we couldn't move. And we're like dropping the links, sharing the links, and we dropped Taylor Alderdice, and that bitch is like crashing the internet, and we still like in the middle of these shoots, can't move, going over here, and niggas is like, look, yo, it crashed this site, this link is down. Like, yo, that shit's wild. Like, this shit's real. Like, we really in this fucking house shooting the cover of the source. Like,
that thing was trending too. That was heavy. I remember Taylor Alderdice when it dropped. That thing took over all, like Twitter especially too.
Yeah,
wow, that's hard.
That's first cover.
Young RoboCop. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm choppy right now or not. Y'all only hear me when I'm choppy, but what I was gonna say was, what did you ever get to work with the late great Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah. Now, see, I don't want to speak too much about that on camera, but yeah, for sure. I mean, we can keep talking about the subject, but I don't want to speak about all the songs. So we definitely had material. We definitely recorded. We definitely worked in the studio more than maybe 15 times. Especially with fam, he would come through every night, like, and just listen to what we was doing. I was like one of the first artists when I got to LA that I would pull up on and go to the studio. Like, I ain't trust too many people out there. I ain't know too many people out there. But yeah, we definitely got some music. Me, Nip, Big Germ, me, Nip, R&B Justice. Me and Nip shit, but I don't know if that'll see the light or what. But it exists.
That's tight.
Real shit.
Another artist that your name has been brought up with is Mac Miller, who's also from the city. And I read in an interview that you said he was one of your favorites because of the work that he would put into it before he recorded over it. Can
Yeah,
you speak on you and Mac's relationship musically?
yeah. No, that was my dog. Like he was in the studio too around those times. Like I'm saying, like 2005, 2006, maybe a year or two after. My years blend together because we was on the road for so long, bro. I don't know fucking years like that. Like I just got some guesstimates, but I remember him and like BD and be in the studio and we learned each other's like process early. Like I wasn't on a lot of early Mac tapes, but I was around all of them. I was there when he was recording them, there when he's listening to, you know what I'm saying, fixing stuff. And that I felt like he was waiting to get to a certain level before he wanted to record with me. And I respect it because that's the same thing I did with Wiz. Like, and I feel like he did the same. But once we started recording, it was cool because we had already had years in the studio. So we worked at ID a lot. We worked at the old ID. He just had a process though. Like once he was like really in the game, like every one of his process were like unique. Like being in the studio with like Pharrell and Mac, you start seeing unique processes that you don't see every day in your typical studio where everybody's setting up at. Like Mac always had a unique process. He wouldn't use the same everything that's in the room. One day he's gonna use something that got dust on it, and he's gonna pick something else up that had dust on it that nobody touched. He's gonna get a record, then he's gonna call somebody in LA to play something on Thundercat or somebody like every time. And I'm like, yo, that's really like my process. Like I got producers in Chicago, producers in Florida, Texas, you know what I'm saying? LA, and we're always trying to come up with unique processes every time. Not just about doing the same, but just keeping things unique, keeping the music, you know what I'm saying, that feel good. Like, damn, I never heard something like that. But I've heard something like that, but never like that in that way. And that's what Mac would do a lot. Like you listen to a lot of his records and shit, like none of them sound the same. Like, he was everything he was worked like using on, so he was blowing the dust off it. You feel me? Like, damn, nobody used these Rhodes fucking piano right here in a minute. Nobody used these old ass fucking records right here. Let's reverse them and just take her voice out for 1 second. Like we even listened to 13 songs into this vinyl, found 1 second that he wanted. Like every time we worked, it was like that unique type shit.
Now you spoke on having other producers, and that brings us to your Glitch Realm.
I gotta hear about Glitch Realm, man.
Yeah, like how did you meet some of the producers that you have on Glitch Realm now?
Destiny.
Destiny.
Met the little wild ass niggas, man. They probably in here. I'm not reading the chat too. I'm just talking. I met so many of them. 07 here. Chevy in here.
Shout out to Porsche. Shout out to Chevy. Shout out to Name with the Bean.
That's Nudie Fox.
Sav.
Sav's
yeah, man.
R&B Justice, Jacoby in Florida. Like the stories are so long on how we met, but it's just I just feel like it's destiny. Like,
so how many Glitch Realm producers are there right now?
I don't know the number. I feel like there's only like 6 of us right now, but we got to find the rest of them because we from another planet. We got to find the rest of them. But it's like 7 of us though right now. It's more than just producers. It's engineers, it's graphic artists, it's people under the vision. I don't want it to be a record label. I don't want it to be just production, but it's production based. But it's based on also like what we're into as well. Gaming, sound design, so much shit. Like,
I mean, graphics goes right along with it. You guys have your songs that you need done. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff. That's awesome for just to see that it's kind of like a collective of
Yeah.
people that have the same vision, basically.
And I be wanting them to do their own shit too. Like we all come together and form, but I let them do their own shit. Like Sebs and bars.
Absolutely.
There's so much different shit, man, we got going on right now. Like,
that's great.
But I don't want to speak too much. I don't even talk about like what we usually have coming. I know I probably will have to during this interview, but we like to shock folks, man. We just like to shock people.
Now you have you just recently released your first instrumental album.
Yo, I forgot.
Your first instrumental album, Sagittarius Love. Can you tell us what
That nigga first. The internet booth.
Did it freeze?
Then he said, "You got to go keep
me." Flax over here sweating bullets in the sauna with no shirt on. Motor's Booth Mobile over here.
On a shirt.
Yeah, I apologize, man. My internet is spotty. I don't know. I don't even know where. I'm not at my usual location anyway. So that's
you at Denny's. You at Denny's. Well, fuck, I thought everything was takeout only. How you at Denny's on Wi-Fi?
Put your shirt on, man. You scaring the kids, G. Put your shirt on.
Hey, you called that man Booker T. Yeah, what keep
bro? You all right? Go ahead. We can
hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get this.
Nah, your shit.
Love.
This shit, Booth Nation. That's crazy. I hope you don't pay more than $100 for that internet, because you're getting rocked. You're getting rocked, T-dude. This nigga still froze. I guess I gotta take over the interview. Shit. Oh, there is he back? Oh, he back. Oh, there you go. Look, I was about to take over.
Go ahead, talk, ugly dude.
Your Booth Nation. Your Booth Nation. Did you talk? I came in late, y'all. Did y'all get on a new project yet, or we ain't get there yet? So that's why I was. All right.
No, but we.
You frozen, bro. Oh yeah, it's getting ugly. His internet got corona.
Oh shit! There, I see him moving.
I wanted to talk to you, see how you got introduced with the Moonlight, because I see you be a lot on their project a lot. So I wanted to hear see how you
doing
how
production
y'all got
for the Moonlight.
The bias, Destiny, bro.
Everything is Destiny with Glitch Realm.
Like, nobody told me about him. I was just like lost in SoundCloud one day, and like something came on. I'm like, that's cool. I didn't know who they were, what you know what I'm saying, what they look like, anything. They didn't have like a project out. They just had a couple songs out. And I kept listening. I listened for like a couple weeks. And I think I ended up reaching out to them. They're like, yeah, we're about to graduate school. We'll get back to you. Something. And they end up getting back to me. But they're like, yo, we can't pay for beats and stuff. And I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to sell y'all. I was telling y'all was dope. You know what I mean? Like, y'all was dope. I don't know. Like, we didn't
Next thing you know, you guys do. You guys, I feel like you guys really mesh really well. I like their music a lot, and your sound definitely fits.
Yeah,
what they go for.
Yeah, that's my dog.
How about Larry June? I know, like you and Larry June been working a lot together over the years too. How did that all transpire? Destiny, I know.
Yeah, my homegirl. We got Mo back, but no, my homegirl.
I'm back.
My homegirl. I think she's from DC. My homegirl Piffy. She just was like, "Yo, you got to work with Larry June. You got to work with Larry June." I'm like, "All right." You know what I'm saying? You get that every day. I mean, like, but I listened to him. Like, yeah, he cool. I'm like, why she want me to work with him? And I listened again and I heard something. I don't know, it was like a song I had never heard before. And I reached, like, I think we both started talking, like, I reached out to him, sent him some shit, and he sent me 3 records back, like, and I sat at the table, I think I was there with KH, and I'm like, yo, this nigga sent me back like 3 hits. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is. What this nigga, all this nigga talking organic gangster shit. You feel me? This might be like 2016 or something. And like, we just start turning it up from there. Like, Destiny, bro. I don't know why she told me to work with him.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. That's just another
He was
one.
one of
It's
the
just
first.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
He was one of the first that you actually did a whole project with.
Yeah. Now, I got turn. Can I turn my?
Yeah.
There you go.
Why did you decide to do, a whole project with him? Because obviously, the jams that y'all had together were tight, but being that was the first, what do you say stood out to make you want to do the whole production for him?
We were just making too much good music, bro. It was just too much. It was like, we got to do something with it. We dropping projects, solo projects, and like, we weren't getting that. We didn't really get that idea from someone. Not saying it was a total original, but we were just like, we dropping projects. Like,
Is there any you ever rap on one of your tracks? There's any tracks
Hell
that you
no.
rapping?
Hell
no.
No.
You probably got one and shit.
No, not one. Not a rap.
You never hopped on like, yo, Sledgren, hey, yeah.
I do not waste my time, my guy. There's no Sledgren bars, no hitting. No, I don't even sing on them. I don't even.
You don't even be in your.
Do none of that. No.
You never been in your head like.
Yeah, I do that all the time. That's how you got to make beats. That's how you got to help the homies. You know what I'm saying? If they writing or they need some bars, but me recording for myself to hear back, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I hate the sound of my own voice, even when I'm a DJ.
I don't want to hear myself talking about what.
Yeah,
I like to hear everybody else talking that shit. Like, I don't want to hear my voice talking about nothing.
I thought you were gonna say I thought you definitely were gonna say We get that.
Yeah,
Let me hear that.
I got 3 hits hitting.
Can you speak on how important?
That's what you want to hear.
Can you speak on how important family is to you, and the importance of balance in the music industry? And just to give a little background on this question, so you work, you work a lot with, in Taylor Gang. Taylor Gang is a bunch of collective friends and family. Chris Hollis is your blood family. A lot of the artists who came from Pittsburgh grew up in the same neighborhood. So like, how important is that to you, just to have that balance of family in the music industry?
Well, I just feel like we just have this weird situation where everybody who's down their family has made it together. So my family is also in this. My family also pays attention to everything. Like, they feel they're a part. Like, I do separate a lot of things at home sometimes just to keep home, but this is also the family. Like, regardless of what, like, my kids are always Uncle Motor, Uncle Wiz, you know what I'm saying? It's such and such. Like, they love that life. Like, this is their life. It's kind of how I feel like I try to get, you know what I'm saying, and give them all the benefits of it type shit. Like,
remember that interview you did? You had to make a beat with that stuff in the box.
Yeah.
Did you know what was in the box before the interview? You could steal the thing.
Hell no. They official. We ain't do none of that. They literally had the box sitting there. Wasn't nobody gonna open it or not. You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, all right. So when you open the box and seeing this stuff, did the shit instantly come to you like, oh, I'm about to fuck it up real quick?
No, but see, because that's usually what the average person who might not like sound design does. I didn't even care. I'm like, whatever it is a sound. So we're gonna record it. We're gonna put a little reverb on it, and it's gonna be a something. That's all. I'm gonna just get it recorded and put it in the computer. Like music, like I could do that like in reverse in my sleep sometimes. Like not saying it's that easy, but to create, like me creating, yeah, like definitely no problem just because of the sounds. You got to be creative with it.
You gonna open up the box, it'd have been a newborn in there. You're like, what am I gonna do with this? A newborn,
crying.
pit bull,
Vocals, everything.
a newborn, a pit bull, and a bong. You wouldn't have been able to make no beats off that shit. But the fuck am I gonna do with this?
I'm gonna do some more of them because a lot of people be thinking that's humbug, or I knew that was what was in there. So like,
Don't let me pick the items. I'm gonna have you fucked up on the beat. So you ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna try to stump you, nigga. I ain't gonna let you with. I'm gonna try it. I might put a straw in that motherfucker with a Tic Tac.
You're a very humble person. Has there ever been a moment when like an artist or somebody you might, like admire or even just, kind of think highly of has called you or text you and been like, man, you that guy, like just bigging you up. Have you had any of those moments recently?
Yeah, probably 3,200 of those messages in my phone because I ain't done no fake shit to none of them niggas. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's exaggerating, but yeah, I get that. I'll get that a lot.
That's great.
That was like I do get that a lot. Yeah.
Now, how is it? I was gonna say, because you spoke a little bit about, how you didn't sell your beats to the moonlight. So in a time where like novice producers are selling beat packs for $12,
why you say it like that for $12?
Because $12 is not a lot of money at all, and it's absolutely absurd to me to price your beats. $12?
All right, but listen, $12 beat pack and that nigga on there smoking squares, just like it's squares smoking them for $12. That's your beat. You gotta rap over this nigga puffing squares.
I'm just trying to set a premise here, but in a time like this, where people are selling beat packs
for $12,
how has making and selling sound kits helped you?
Oh well, sound kits are like, that's another world. Like,
what is a sound kit though? Because
it just consists of like
what are you selling when you sell a sound kit to somebody?
I mean, there's all different type of sound kits. It could be a VST, which is a DAW.
Because I really don't know what you mean, so I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm explaining to you, swear. But it could be the 808, the snare, the kick, the hi-hat you hear in the song. Like those particular sounds people want to buy them.
They can't make them themselves. Like they can't go recreate that sound themselves. You know what I mean? That's what what I'm asking.
But no, you can. But he provides you with his sound. That's like when if I want.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like how I enjoy. I dabble in that shit. But like if I want to have Sledgren type of sound, it's one of those things to where like he's letting you
just have it right here without having to go through the work and make it yourself type shit.
But no, it's not. Yeah, but it's not even just like my sounds. It's just good sounds, good quality sounds. When people know that you're like, we're kind of experimental. So every time we make a sound kit, it's completely different than the next. The sounds are always new, always something we came up with. It's kind of hard to describe the whole sound design process now, but people usually want, it's almost like clothes, but in a music world, you always want new clothes. You always want to need a haircut. You always, whatever, regardless of if you had one before or if you got a closet full, you always need new sounds, or you want to go like you got your go-tos, but you always want new sounds as a producer. Or you always want to hear new sounds as a producer, just to make sure you're not missing out on something.
Right.
Because I thought sound kits was like you somebody selling you they beats that's ready to be rapped on type shit. Like,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
No. Hell no.
That's just what I thought.
It's actually pretty cool because like the sound that Sledgren made on a certain beat pack that had the like a snare that hits a certain way. Like it's one of those things. Like if you don't download it and you don't hear it while you're using it, like you're gonna miss out on it. It's one of those things. Unless you can find your own way to make it sound that way, but it's kind of it's like it's tough to describe. It really is. It definitely is.
People just need it, bro. It sounds like they just want it. Like the sound, people don't like people don't understand that they can identify sounds by ear, like particular sounds, the same ones that we use in our beats. You'll hear it and never know that you can identify it until you become a producer. And you're like, oh, I heard this on this song, and you start hearing how people break apart music, and then you'll find out there's millions of producers, millions of sound designers who sell and deal in this. You just listen. It just once it gets to you, you're listening to the words, whatever. The song's cool, beat's cool, but you might not be listening to that exact snare, that exact hi-hat, that exact sound effect. And the producers are. So I'm just supplying the people who are supplying, you know what I'm saying, the listener.
No, I understand now. I definitely do. You you got one of them things that you get real life sounds with in the world. Like you want, like,
yeah,
you know
I got hella recorders. I don't think I no, I got like
nigga do that cough again like that. Nigga hit the week.
Like little pocket field recorders and different things. Like I was showing like my pocket operators and different shit I record sounds into, just everyday sounds. And then you put them and you load them in your DAW and you mix them and you make them your own. And
so just you standing at the door, closing the same cabinet 10 times.
Yeah,
that's how they made that what it is. So what's
there's so many sound effects that had to come from things like that. In the movies, when you hear stuff, sound effects, they're not even what you think you've heard. There's someone in the studio fucking throwing an egg and a or something. You know what I'm saying? It's not even what you heard. Like, you gotta watch that shit. Sound design is wild.
It might be a mop slopping down like.
Yeah,
we gotta get to
eating a fucking burger or something. You be like, yo, you never thought like.
No, that's wild.
We gotta get to the new project. Can't Sleep. Are you up? The vibe for this project. When did you know that this was the vibe that you wanted?
Destiny. No.
How? Okay. I was gonna say, well, how long did it take you to put some of these tracks together?
I more or less I came up with the idea because when I dropped the Sagittarius Love, like to get back on that subject, a lot of people wanted. I dropped some Easter egg songs on there, like 2 Easter eggs, one with the Moonlight, one with KH, and a lot of like feedback I seen on that where people were like dying for a project with music on it, but because I'm working on other projects that I'm not putting out right now, I'm like, what if I drop an R&B, you know what I'm saying, R&B project. I got fucking 40 songs sitting here. Like, I just kept going through mixes and playlists, seeing how I felt about it. And it really took the whole duration until the last week of mixing and mastering to the vision coming together. Like, it wasn't fully together until mixing and mastering week. Like, there was songs put and cut into rotation.
That's crazy. I mean, it turned out fantastic, man.
How did you pick the artist for the project?
I like that first song for sure.
Well,
how did you pick the artist for the project?
How'd you pick?
Like,
yeah,
they all aliens. I feel like all got their own fan base. They all aliens. I had other artists I could have put on the project. I just felt like that group of artists deserve to be seen first. Like you'll see, because I'm dropping other volumes of that. But I feel like those songs are what I wanted the world to hear. A lot of people are like, yo, I never heard of such and such. I never heard it. And you'll see they all got catalogs. These dudes aren't just one-offs or anything. Every artist on that project, even if they're new, they have good material out there. That, you know what I'm saying, their own respectable artists and they have their own respectable fan bases too.
And the co-production,
Absolutely. And that's
the
like
co-production. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, is that gonna be like a compilation project basically? So you're kind of,
Well, that's
it's
what
your
that one
beats, but you're
was.
having other people.
Yeah, that's what that one
Right. But
was.
you said there's gonna be more coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there
That's
may
dope.
be
That's
7 other different artists. Like I have a couple projects that are similar to that are going to come out like soon.
And where did the cover art come from? That's a dope cover art.
Lord, cover art, man. So much going on with this cover art.
you got people like doing their.
That's what I'm saying. There's like
on Instagram.
there's like a challenge of it, like, and I kind of heard Flack that, and I'm like, yo, I don't have anything to do with that challenge. They're sure just choosing to do that their own selves. Like.
I mean, I guess they not sleep then.
Yeah.
They woke.
But it came from like a picture, like that me and my woman that went over, and that came with the idea. Like that's where the idea of the like tape came from initially. Like, I thought about bringing the tape out, like I said before, when I knew I had to put artists on every song, but I didn't know it was gonna be an R&B tape. And when me and her talked about it, we had a discussion, and I'm like, damn, these 30, 40 songs that I am sitting on, I think I can make something. I just kept narrowing them down. And then like Suzanne, I'm working on a project with her, and it kind of like hit hand in hand because I'm not done with her project. It's gonna take some time. Everything just worked. KH sent me some new records. I had some like new ideas and just made sense. Like
you've had a lot of success with your sounds and the ability to create. Like how what excites you the most about all of this?
Just staying consistent, being able to create, learning, researching. But I don't want to like dwell on too much. I don't want to stop and like live in the moment too much sometimes. Like I do that with my family, but other than that, I just try to like, I'm trying to still create. I'm trying to like always expand the sound, even if I'm not dropping that much music, like behind the scenes and stuff I'm working on. Like I'm always trying to expand it.
You remind me a lot of like a teacher because you have like that like put my head down and work mentality, but you've worked a lot with other producers to create a lot of great music as well. Like for instance, you and Cardo. Now he's not a part of Glitch Realm, but y'all have combined to create a lot of great music. Can you speak on briefly? Can you speak on your creative process with Cardo?
Yeah, that's my dog. Like we kind of came in the game like at the same time type shit. So like both didn't know what to expect. We both was forming our sounds, maybe not as confident early, and like our process. I don't know. We got 500 fucking beats. Like we just started learning it together. Like I was just looking at our old FLPs the other day, and I'm like, yo, I don't know what the fuck we were doing, but this shit is like, wow, like just learning, like just trying type shit. Like we still work. We talk every, you know what I'm saying, every other day. We work now. Like our process now is just like it's got even crazier. But just looking at where we came from to where we're at now, what we've done. Like I said, I just want to keep making crazy shit, bro. Just keep being consistent. Like I don't be trying to dwell too much on everything. Like I do go through all our old tracks, talk about all our old shit. We like remix old shit, but always trying to push the bar and keep making that classic, timeless new shit. Like,
all right. Well, got a question for you. If you wasn't making beats or wasn't music, What else would you be doing if Sledgren wasn't making beats? What other job could you see yourself? Or what did you ever have anything else you wanted to do besides making beats? Like music?
Yep.
What was that?
I don't know.
Like an astronaut.
So much I can't even say on this goddamn Zoom. Because I done had some professionals.
All right. Well, what will be what your fans wouldn't know you did? Like you delivered pizzas or some shit before?
No, I worked at my first job was McDonald's. I worked at the Goodwill. That was one of my favorite jobs, working at the Goodwill, like where everybody recycled the clothes and shit. When I lived in Michigan, my first joint was McDonald's.
But he said the Goodwill. Them clothes probably smell like piss.
No, they did.
No.
Yo, you funny as hell.
The whole factory is dead, but they would advise people to bring in clean clothes. So if it didn't even look clean, they was
taking it.
It don't even. It's going. It's going. It's getting recycled or something.
Flack.
That's where people go thrifting at Goodwill.
Yeah, everybody go
find some
thrifting. You
gems
know damn
there.
well you better wash whatever you get out of the regard. So whatever the condition is, you got it in there. But they don't go through the soiled clothes, or they didn't when I was there.
Won't come out with a spirit, motherfucker. Come on with a spirit in them clothes. Nigga, you better leave that thrifting shit alone. Motherfucker, Holy Ghost.
No, thrifting fire, bro. Thrifting fire. You be shocked what people give away for whatever reason.
They find.
All right. Well, one more question? So I got the seat, nigga. What's Sledgren's tour essentials? What's your tour essentials? What you need on tour?
On tour, damn. Ours is a great time. You need fucking disinfectant wipes, shower shoes.
He a real.
I'm serious. I don't give a fuck
nigga.
about food.
He real.
Living in a different city every day, bro. I'm a germaphobe, bro. Yeah, I didn't just start this during this COVID shit. Like, I can't use the bathroom undisinfectant after a man. Like, it has to be an emergency, bro. Like, living on a tour,
wipe down.
Living in a locker room every other day, regardless of whatever you want to call it. And I need my Walmart trip. I need my socks, my drawers, my clean t-shirts. As long as my good clothes is on the bus, I'm good. But first of all, that's what I need.
That's great.
I mean, I respect that a lot because a lot of motherfuckers be running around dirty as hell on tour. They just want their weed and they drinks, but they don't give a fuck what else they got.
No,
they got their weed.
I ain't worried about my weed, no drink or something on tour. No, I need to make sure my products and my man shit is there, bro, so I can get to the next city. Or you gonna be stressed. Like anybody else can come and worry about that. You'll find the other shit on the road. Like,
do niggas be swiping niggas stuff on tour? Niggas be like, I need this. Niggas be swiping niggas a fresh pack of socks. Niggas swipe. Damn.
No, nigga gonna give you socks. You gonna be good, but you gonna want your own socks for your ass, man.
Right. So you gonna need drawers for your ass and everything else. Socks.
Funny.
We definitely appreciate you sitting down with us, man, for this time.
Absolutely, it's been a long time coming.
I heard you said that today was your grandma's birthday. Definitely a good time to be able to celebrate her as well. The project Can't Sleep, Are You Up is out now. Make sure y'all go check that out.
The challenge is out now.
Go do the challenge is out. You can get in on the challenge if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say send all the challenge photos to Flack. Send them all to Flack.
No, man.
Oh shit. No, Sledgren, I appreciate it, man. And thanks for putting up with the Berg Boys all the time on Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna do it in person too. We're gonna do the glitch round in person.
That's when I'm gonna bring all the shit for you to make a beat with.
Yeah, we're gonna do that too, bro. We're gonna do the live cookouts, all that. We're gonna do that for sure.
Facts, we got to. And one of my favorite beats ever that you made, probably ain't released, But I also want to say that you did phenomenal work on that Doughboy because you and Doughboy been killing shit too. Aside from all the new stuff that people are gonna hear coming up, but that Poor Rich or Richer Poor freestyle still one of the illest beats out right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just fire.
I made that in like 2 minutes or 3.
What?
Maybe 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
That's
like 3 minutes.
Like Rain Man. That's Rain Man shit.
swear, bro.
That's
That
Rain
shit's
Man. That beats and
insane.
shit.
You just said
This
that
nigga, all he
like 3
want, he
minutes.
just want to watch people's court and make beats.
All right, well,
Hey, well,
Sledgren,
once
be
again,
safe,
man, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
We'll be talking soon. Y'all keep it locked. The Berg Boys, subscribe to our YouTube, The Berg Boys Show.
Now.
Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that was tuned in live. Go and retweet the link. Check us out on Anchor as well, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Berg Boys. Make sure y'all follow Sledgren if you're not, at Sledgren on Instagram, and I'm Sledgren on Twitter. And
Yes,
make
sir.
sure y'all go stream, man. Stop being
Facts.
lame. Go stream something. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't got shit else to do.
All right, boys. Peace easy.
All right.
All right, y'all.